Check.
I have you loud and clear.
As well. Flaps up. Okay. This was not set to 1200 the other day before I flew.
Oh, no.
So I managed to get it to set to 1200.
There is a button even that says VFR.
Okay.
If you push that, it sets it to 1200. So we can set 1400 and press VFR.
So all I gotta do is if I just push the 1200, it just automatically goes 1200. There's not an enter or anything. I have to
Common ground.
That's it.
6097 Golf at Louisville Exec with information Oscar. Request taxi VFR to the northeast.
Going to push out.
Cessna 6097 Golf, Bowman ground, runway 24, taxi via hotel, remain outside class Charlie.
Taxi via hotel to 24 will remain clear of class C, 6097 Golf.
Okay, flaps up ATIS. We're going to check ATIS. 27.
Approach runway 24 is in use, no disturbance. Runway 33 Bassies are out of service. Hazardous weather information for the Louisville area available on high-loss flight service frequencies. All aircraft reback hold short instructions and assigned altitudes. Advise on initial contact. Do you have information, Oscar? Bowman Airport, information Oscar 1153 observation, wind 200 at 3, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 26, 2.22, altimeter 3011. Visual approach, runway 24 is in use, no disturbance. Runway 33 Bassies are out of service.
And they read that quick. Okay, altimeter's 3011. So with the identifier being 64 India, do you have to put a K in front of it or just 64 India?
64 India. It says 028 and 26.3. Pretty close to what we got.
Sitting at 33, on 33. Avionics, navs check and set. Heading indicator set, system instruments. Thing looks good. Autopilot check, off. ATIS AWOS copied, altimeter set. Ready to taxi. 21.8, that's ground, that's what I wanted. 119.5, that's where I wanted. And 119, or no, it was 122.9.
Yep.
Bowman ground, Cessna 879, only with Papa at LEA, ready to taxi with information. Oscar, departing to the northeast. Staying clear of class Charlie.
Cessna 879 Papa, Bowman ground, runway 24, taxi via hotel.
Via hotel 879, only with Papa. Does she sound loud to you?
Cessna Papa, read back runway 7, please, runway 24.
Hotel 24, 879, only with Papa. She was so loud, I was wondering that. Does she sound loud to you?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the volume. I was turning it down a
That's
little bit.
the overall volume.
Okay.
That individual radio has a volume too.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got to hear you read back the runway and the routing to the runway.
Right, I know that. Blasting in my ears distracted me.
Oh, yeah.
Like some curmudgeon does sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
My brakes work. Would you like to check yours?
I would. Thank you for offering. And my brakes work as well.
Okay.
You have the brakes.
I have the controls. 200 at 3. They're on the left.
We're clear on the right. Where are we going? Thank you.
Took my eyes off the road for a minute. Parking brake is set. Light controls free and correct. Trim is set. Did that previously. System instruments check. Look fine. Flight instruments. Say flight system instruments. What's the difference between system instruments and flight instruments?
Flight instruments are those 6.
6.
Systems instruments over there, here.
Okay. Fuel quantity check. It's full. Indicator fuel shutoff valve is on. Once again, selector valve is to both. Throttle. I'm surprised you didn't put fuel mixture valve. Throttle to 1800. Needles to the right. We have a drop. Back to both. Left. Have a drop. Back to both. Suction. You say suction, you mean vacuum, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Engine instruments check. Everything is in the green. Ammeter's charging. Mixture is set. Indicator's check. Throttle back to 1,000 or less.
How much drop in the magneto is acceptable?
50 to 100 RPM.
Okay.
And that's what you're looking for, I guess.
Yeah. How much would be the max that you'd say anything more than that's no good?
Anything more than 100?
Okay. I think it might be 150, but I'll have to check.
Okay. Indicator's test. Flap set for takeoff. We're set for takeoff.
You got your chart acceptable? Accessible, I mean? Okay.
Just now.
Very good.
part getting on the line?
Hmm?
What part getting on the runway line?
That and positioning the flight controls correctly. Those guys that painted these yellow lines put a lot of work into it, and we ought to honor that by taxing on it.
Keep them employed by staying on them and wearing them down?
Yeah. As we approach the runway hold line, we can flip to tower in case he has words of wisdom for us.
I was going to use my checklist.
Okay. I think it's a good idea to do that, though, a little sooner.
Doors and windows closed as required. Our radio's set. Lights set. Flaps, light set, runway direction confirmed. That says 24. Look at the compass. Bowman Tower, Cessna 879 Lima Papa, holding short runway 24.
November 879 Lima Papa, Bowman Tower, right turn northeast, bounds approved, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Northeast turn approved, clear for takeoff, 879 Lima Papa. Final looks clear. Now the right fuel tank's acting up. The other day was the left.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a crosswind.
Yep. Is that throttle all the way in?
Yep.
Okay.
Clear right.
As far as I can tell.
A little hazy this morning.
Yes, it is. The forecast at one point was for 4 miles, if you recall.
Right.
We got better than that, but it is a little hazy. Not quite as smooth as the other morning.
It was pretty bumpy when I flew the other afternoon.
That's why I say that there uneven heating of the Earth's surface is of the devil.
So do I want to hit my course heading now, or?
Sure.
And what did we say that was?
027. But look at your deviation card. 030 is close to that. If we want to steer 030, then it's perfect. We steer 030.
Okay. are they opening up this bridge?
Well, they're saying October. And when they do, there go the tolls.
I was going to say, when do the tolls start on this one? Guess when it opens.
Whichever opens first will trigger the tolls, that one, or the JFK that's getting remade, I-65. So how are we doing on our course? Are we on course, drifting left, drifting right?
Staying on 030.
Yeah, but our course is the line along the ground. 030 is our heading.
Right.
So that there line that we drew, how are we doing in relation to it?
I don't know.
Well, a couple ways to tell. One is look at the chart and look out the windows and see if everything lines up. Are we supposed to be right of the river and things like that?
Yeah, we are supposed to be right in the river.
Okay.
Don't cross the river till we get right at it, I think.
We also drew a line on the GPS.
Yeah, very good. Yes, I forgot about the GPS.
First thing you look at was here, but this is what matters.
Okay, I didn't set that.
So,
did you set that?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter?
Because it's on GPS.
Okay.
It's going to agree with this.
Okay.
And that vertical line is displaced slightly to the left.
So I need to go to the
that
left.
is our course line, so we can correct a little bit to the left. So I would put in 10 degrees correction. Then when we get on course, take out half of it. So the wind has been pushing us right. We'll initially try 10 degrees to overcome the wind and make the correction, then take out half of it so that we just compensate for the wind. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, are we outside the class chart?
We are. I was just thinking about that. Climb on up. 3,500?
Yeah. I can see that big old antenna over there, taller than we are.
Oh yeah, I see it now. It's above the haze. Trying to distract me again, aren't you?
I would recommend using this thing. I thought we were holding 10 degrees left until we're on course. So I would have put that little orange thing on the heading that I want to fly at the moment. So if I get off that heading, it reminds me. It's a long time with the nose up and we can't see straight in front of us. Does that make you a little nervous?
A little bit, but I can see.
Okay. Some airplanes you can't see very well. They recommend just doing some gentle S-turns so you can kind of clear your way as you climb. Also, since we're kind of sort of doing a little cross-country, we don't have to climb at VY. You can do a cruise climb, which is something a little higher than VY.
Okay.
Just takes longer to get to altitude.
almost as high as that antenna.
Yeah, how we doing on our course?
And we're way off.
Because our heading was off.
Yep.
Maintaining altitude is pretty important. That'll keep us separated from other aircraft. Maintaining heading is pretty important. It gets us where we want to go and conserves fuel. But we're not so much trying to learn GPS today as we're trying to learn a little bit of map reading.
Right.
So we'll just kind of put the kibosh on that for a little while. So we turn that stuff off.
Now we need a map.
Yeah. Not so easy to do while we're flying, huh?
Now, probably should have had it out and pulled it to the right spot.
I have the flight controls.
Yeah, your controls.
Yeah, a little preparation.
Yeah, I did what you said. You said get the map.
Yeah.
So there's Indianapolis.
One panel further to the right.
Okay. The lower half.
Okay, out the windows, we got a bend in the river right here. And we got these smokestacks up here. They don't look a thing like an antenna.
Oh. But it does indicate on this side of the river, 1,237 feet MSL, an obstacle that's got a blinking light.
Well, it could be. A little hard to tell the height of that from up here 3,000 feet above the ground, but that could be halfway.
Here was our blinking light at 2548, that big antenna.
Yeah. Is there a bend in the river just before those things?
Yes. Big
Okay.
bend right here at Bethlehem.
So, are we on course?
No, we're heading right of course.
So we need to correct to the left.
Yes.
Clear left?
Clear left.
How much?
probably good right there. And that straight part of the river looks like it.
Okay.
Fields to the left of it. There's another set of smokestacks up there.
And you relate those to the chart.
Which side of the river are they on? Like 1,013 feet. MSL.
Wait a minute, I thought that's the one you were pointing at that back here, weren't you?
That was those there.
Oh. How far away do you think those are?
4 or 5 miles.
Yeah, at least. That's those.
Oh, that's those?
Yeah.
There's Lee Bottom down over here.
It is. You see a runway?
Yep. Like the picture I saw last night.
Oh. Well, simulated engine failure. So the first thing I'm going to do is look for a place to land while I'm trimming for, what, 68? Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
Place to land. Clear left?
Clear left.
Well, there's a place to land down there.
Yeah.
So I'm trimming for 68. I'm going to keep that place close to me and in sight. There's 68. Now just hold on to it. Oh, let's see. Check fuel. It didn't fix it. I see the runway. That's the one I'm going to, but if I can't make it, there's some fields on higher ground over here, and there's some fields on higher ground over there. A little fast. Let's check the ignition.
It's on.
Okay, and we could simulate, try right mag, left mag. I'm going to turn left. Try to keep lee bottom underneath us or in sight. So we try different mag positions. We can jockey the throttle, see if we can get the thing running again. It's not going to run, so we could go up 121.5. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Cessna 879 or Lima Pop, engine failure, 3,000 feet over Lee Bottom Airport. 2 souls on board. Still a little bit fast. Which way do you think we ought to land, north or south?
South.
South? Why do you say that?
Because our initial wind indication of Bowman was at 200.
There's a great big wind indication right there.
Yeah, the smokestacks.
Yeah. And that agrees. South would be the way to go. Can you see the runway?
Yes.
Does it look clear?
Looks clear.
Okay. I wonder, should we go around again, or?
See, you're at, you got about 1,000 feet to lose to get the traffic pattern.
Okay, well, let's go around again.
Do a left turn and then an S turn back to the right.
If I keep it in trim, it's more efficient. I'll do a forced landing and a soft field landing at the same time. Okay, now I'm on downwind. Runway does look clear. How about 122.9? Listen for a minute or two before we talk.
I see a windsock down there.
I see a biplane down there.
I see a Cub down there, looks like. Or is that the
Yeah, I
biplane?
couldn't tell if it was a biplane or a Cub. I thought biplane.
Looks like a Cub.
It's grass, so I just defaulted to a biplane. Lee Bottom traffic, Cessna 879 or Lima Pop, left downwind to left base, runway 18 Lee Bottom.
It's a tail dragger, so it's...
Okay.
One of the two.
I went ahead to full flaps because I thought we're kind of high.
Yep.
And the runway's made, but I'm not going to point my nose away from the airport very much. Probably still high. High is not a bad thing when your engine's out. And ridiculously high where you're going to miss. Now notice the ridge over on the west side. That's going to block any wind.
Right.
Okay, now I can turn final. We're over that cornfield, the DC-3 clipped.
Right.
Got the cones, and there's 3 cones. The second cone from this end is 3 cones.
Right, that's the
threshold. So I've got the runway made. There's plenty of length, so I'm not concerned about being a little high. So now I'm going to get away from the forced landing. I'm going to go back to a soft field landing technique. So I need about 65 right now. And I'm going to add just a touch of power right before touchdown. Just a touch of power. Oops, a little much. But let any back pressure. Hold that nose wheel off. Throttle's all the way back. Nose wheel came down on its own. Brakes only as necessary. The grass is slippery, but it will provide a lot of friction to slow us down. They told us about the drop-offs on each side. I'm going to exit the runway to the left. There's no wind. Yeah, there's a little wind down here. So we'll compensate for it. Oh, it takes a lot of power to keep this thing rolling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Want to avoid hitting the cones. Make Richie mad if we ding one of his cones. Now the wind is behind us over our right shoulder, so we dive away from it. We use power to keep it rolling, because if we stop, it'll take a lot of power to get it rolling again.
Right.
So Richie and his girlfriend Ginger live here. He owns the airport, but it's a public use airport. So privately owned, but public use. That's why it's published in the airport facility directory. Privately owned, privately used are not published. He's got a little cabin he rents out. He lets people come and camp here with their little trailers and stuff. A lot of people come and land here, practice a couple of landings, then shut down and go over and talk to him if they're here. There's a camper.
Yep.
He's got a picnic table over there. If you bring a lunch, you can have a picnic. That's cheaper than a $100 hamburger if you bring your own peanut butter sandwich.
And jelly. Picnic tables, and the mower that cuts the grass. They say it takes about 10 hours to cut all this.
Yeah. Little bathroom over there. Tornado damaged that hangar a few years ago. There was a hangar over there it destroyed, and it had the family champ in it. Destroyed it.
Wow.
They learned to fly. Richie and his brother John learned to fly in the champ, and gave me a few lessons in it when I was learning tail dragger. And I think I'm the only guy that's not a family member that they allowed to solo that thing.
Huh. Awesome.
So we come down to the end. We don't have to go to the very end if we don't want to.
What is that over there? Is that a dog or a deer? Kangaroo.
Yeah, it could be a
like
coyote. Now, they do have a few dogs here.
Yeah. Hard to tell what that is.
We hope he doesn't walk out onto the runway. There's a nice little gazebo down here. If you want to grade landings, you can sit there. Now, the surface feels a little rough, but plenty of rolling resistance. If I pull the throttle back, we're going to come to a stop. And it takes a good deal of power to get us going again.
when they have their flying, you know, that over there where they got it all mowed, is that where they park and camp or on this side?
They park both sides. They had 400 and something airplanes in here once for a fly-in, like 10 years ago. They're a victim of their own success. Yep. This is not as nice as back there, so runway's clear. Lee bottom traffic. Cessna 879 Lima Papa departing runway 18. Closed traffic, lee bottom. No centerline marker. So we keep it rolling. 10 degrees of flaps. Plenty of back pressure. Transfer the weight off the wheels and onto the wings as early as possible, and then lower the nose and stay in ground effect. It's hard to see those trees that are off the end of the runway down there. We're almost off the ground. There's VX. I see a bird crossing the runway. He's got clearance.
He doesn't have right away though.
We get clear of the obstacles, we can go to VY. And then flaps up. And you have the flight controls.
I got the controls.
You have the controls. Close left traffic, 1,300 feet traffic pattern altitude.
Okay. Wow, what a wind off those hills.
Go ahead and turn. And look at the runway and judge where your downwind should be. So our height above the runway is kind of different than our height above this terrain.
Right. Okay, runway.
Landing check.
Yep. Fuel selector valve is on both. Fuel cutoff valve is in. Mixture is rich. Straps, we're past the beam of the numbers. So, drop back to 1500. Full trim. Lee bottom traffic, Cessna 879 Papa, turning base for runway 18, Clark, lee bottom.
Oh, is that it way over there?
Yeah,
Oh.
a little late getting started.
1,300 feet's the published traffic pattern altitude, but that's a little lower than 1,000 AGL that we're used to.
Right.
So we compensate for that by base is a little closer. the center line.
Yeah, it's over here.
How's your speed?
65.
Oh, good. That makes me happy. How's our angle?
Looks good.
Looks shallow to me. Okay, now. Power off. And just before touchdown, just a touch of power right now. Up. Back pressure. Back pressure. Back pressure. All the way back. Hold it back. Yep. And then keep it rolling, and we'll make a left turn and go back to 4. Okay, while we're rolling, after landing check.
Flaps up. Trim to takeoff. Lights will leave on. So they still live in that house?
Yeah, Rich and Ginger do. He's a pilot for, well, he was with Atlas Airlines, so something makes me think he got hired by UPS too. His brother John's a UPS pilot. We won't go all the way down where we went a while ago. It gets pretty rough down there, so
Okay.
before the triple cones, we can turn onto the runway. Oh, looking around, I don't see anybody, I don't hear anybody. And that cone tipped over, and we did not do that. You ready?
Yep.
We configured?
Flaps 10 degrees.
Good.
Whoop.
All that back pressure. And we're going to lose sight of those trees down there, but we'll remember where they are. We just had to not drift left or right. They'll nose down now, stay in ground effect, so we accelerate to VX. Then hold VX till we're clear of those obstacles. Faith at this point, huh? How tall did those trees grow since we were last here? Then we're clear of the obstacles, go to VY. Trim. Go to VY. At VY, raise the flaps. At VY. we'll get that sinking feeling as the flaps come up. And then we continue to climb, traffic pattern. Let's do another one.
Clear left.
To level off, we pitch over, accelerate, then adjust power. Traffic pattern here's a couple hundred feet lower than other places that we travel.
Right.
So the base would be just a little sooner.
Okay, I'm at the end. Fuel's on both. Fuel cutoff valve is in. Mixture's rich. First notch of flaps. Lead bottom field, Cessna 879 with Papa on left base for runway 18, lee bottom.
System 555 on the final for 18 Glendale.
Lee bottom field, Cessna 879 with Papa turning final, runway 18, lee bottom.
How's your angle? Oh, yeah.
We're way high.
Yeah, so, yeah. Now, a lot of people, when they're high, they'll point the nose down, trying to get the airplane down. That accelerates towards that best glide speed, and that's not good. So
right.
Keep it at 65, or maybe even 60, like we're doing a short field landing. But we're coming down good now. We're going to be on that angle in just a second. Hopefully it'll calm down a little bit as we get lower, close to the ground. I just want to protect that nose wheel during the landing. Well, we're sinking and we're at 60. We're at 58. Yeah. Good. Now power back gently. Hold it off, hold it off. Hold it off, hold it off. Power back. Hold that nose wheel up. Rough on the cob, isn't it?
I need to start lifting some weights with this left hand.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on that.
And our ground was a lot shorter this time.
Right.
We're just barely past the camper. Still keep this back. Want to protect that nose wheel all the time. Little power to keep us going. Exit and back taxi. Then after landing check. Air conditioner on.
Flaps up. Trim back to takeoff.
Yeah, we can slow down just a little. Yeah, you're doing it. A while ago you mentioned I would leave the lights on. If you're talking about strobe lights, those annoy people on the ground. So I try to always turn them off when we're on the ground. The beacon is regulatory. If the engine's running, I've got to have the beacon on. Landing light, taxi light, that's your choice. How we doing?
It's 5 after 9, we're good.
You got time for one more landing here?
Sure.
That'll give you 3.
3 seems like the good number.
Yeah.
And with 3 landings comes 3 takeoffs.
That's right. Check, make sure the runway's clear both ways. This is frequented by people who don't use radios, and sometimes they are known to land downwind. Okay, VX until the trees are cleared, then VY. There's VY, so flaps up. So right after liftoff, relax that back pressure, stay in ground effect till you get to VX.
Right. Okay, we're clear left. Okay, fuel selector valves on both. Fuel cutoff valve is in. Mixture is rich. Beam to the runway. There's no numbers on it. Clear left. Lee bottom field, Cessna 879, Lima Papa, turning left base, runway 18, lee bottom. Lee bottom traffic, Cessna 879, Papa turning final, runway 18, Lee bottom.
You're a little slow.
Yep.
You get the power off, ease it off, and then just a touch of power right now. Good, perfect, power off. Perfect. You added just that, 20 RPM or whatever it was, and it cushioned the landing just a little bit.
That was smoother than most of my paved landing.
Yeah, that was very smooth. And our ground roll is pretty short. After we land,
check. I got used to coming to a full stop.
so many times I come in here and my friend Stearman, nothing sweeter than rolling onto the grass, and you never felt the definite touchdown. You just become aware, oh, we're rolling, we're on the ground. Wow.
That little bit of vibration.
Yeah. As you slow down, then it starts to... Landing gear is a little different on a Stearman. It's made for this.
Right.
We're sitting on 2 pieces of spring steel here. Actually, 1 piece all the way across. Whereas the Stearman's got big old Boeing shock struts on there. That absorbs a whole lot of this. All right, on the takeoff, remember, right after liftoff, relax the back pressure. We don't want to touch the runway again, but keep it in ground effect. Ground effect would be 1 wingspan.
Right.
Half a wingspan is really happy. We calibrate our peripheral vision to help us when we can't see in front of us, to help us realize where we are laterally.
Right.
Okay. In ground effect now. Ground effect, ground effect. Yep. Till we get to VX. And then we hold VX. VX. Looking good. Clear the obstacles. Go to VY. VY, safe altitude, flaps up. Where are we going?
We'll go to Clark County.
Yeah, we want to go to Clark County. I want you to put these on. I have the flight controls.
You got the controls.
I have the controls. Alright, start looking at the flight instruments and kind of get a feel for things. We just ran into a fog bank right after takeoff.
Okay. Kind of make me seasick.
Let's see, mag compass says... right there. When you're ready, you have the flight controls.
I have the controls.
You have the controls. So, we run into a fog bank here. We want to get away from the ground. You want to get control of it. You got that. So, how high do we need to be safe?
3,500, 3,000.
Okay, just think about field elevation around here is around 800 feet. Well, it'll be at least 1,000 feet above any obstacles out here. So it'd be 1,800 plus the height of any obstacles. Well, we knew there were some out here that were 1,200 MSL. So 2,200. Let's go to 2,500.
Okay.
And what heading should we fly?
240.
Okay. Louisville would be let's see, 18, that'd be 03, it'd be 210 degrees. Would take us back to Bowman, so about 240 might get us to Clark County. So set your heading bug on 240. Good, I missed that. A nice controlled standard rate turn with that wingtip right on that little index. Perfect. Going to 2,500 feet. Making my ears pop.
I never have popped when we've been up. Maybe once. I think we got high enough.
You got a hole in your eardrums?
No, not that I know of.
Well, it's a bit smoother up here. There's a few scattered clouds below us. So how high do we need to be above clouds to be VFR?
1,000.
Yeah, but I'll take care of that part because you're IFR. So we're 1,000 feet above them or 2,000 feet laterally from them. So we're meeting the VFR requirements. But it's solid IFR to use, so we got control. Now we've climbed, got away from everything. So now we can communicate. So who would you call for help?
Air traffic control.
And what frequency would you use?
Well, you could use the Louisville approach of
Well, tell me what that is.
132.7.
132.07.
07.
We'll dial that in and listen to it. If you know what it is, use that. If you don't know what it is, what would you use?
Bowman, 120.
There is a universal frequency for help.
121.5?
Yep. And when you use 121.5, if you know what air traffic facility is closest to you, call them by name. Otherwise, every air traffic control tower and center and approach control is going to try to answer you. So I would call on 121.5 Louisville approach, Cessna 879er Lima Papa, Mayday, over. That's going to get their attention. Hey, they say, go ahead with your Mayday. Well, I'm a VFR only pilot, and I ran into some clouds in my IFR, 2,500 feet heading 240. I just took off from Lee Bottom Airport about 5 minutes ago. They're going to tell you squawk something, 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 something. So you set that in by pushing these buttons.
Right.
Then they're going to say radar contact, fly heading such such. What do you want to do? Say, well, I want to go to Bowman, or I want, you know, what's the weather? You need to know what the weather is at these places so you can decide where to go.
I want to get out of the clouds.
Yeah.
Maintain 900,000.
So get me to VFR weather so I can land. And they say, well, Boeing's VFR with 4,000 overcast and 5 miles visibility. Okay, Bowman would do fine. Vector me to Bowman, and they'll do that. They can descend you to their lowest minimum vectoring altitude.
Yeah, when you say vector, they'll give you the heading, right?
They will.
Okay.
They'll assign you headings. So, I'll be air traffic control for you. Cessna 879er Lima Pop. Your Mayday is noted. Transponder is weak. I have a return that could be you. If you would, turn right heading 330 for radar identification.
Turn right heading 320, be a vector for restricted airspace to the north.
Heading 320, compass 5763.
So I assume since I'm in clouds, it's clear to the right because they're telling me to turn 330.
Yeah, for all they know, but if you have an instructor or examiner with you, it'd be good to tell them to check right because they're your safety pilot today. And so a turn of 30, excuse me, a radar observed turn of 30 degrees or more is enough for air traffic control to say radar identified. Eight 879er Lima Papa, radar contact 9 miles east of Clark Regional Airport. Actually, 15 miles east. 879er Lima Papa, turn left heading 240. And say your airport that you want to land.
Compass 5763.
Clark County Airport, 879er Lima Papa.
879er Lima Papa, roger. Fly heading 240, maintain 2,500 vectors to Clark Regional Airport.
Flying 240, Clark County, 879er Lima Papa.
Yeah, a little bit steep on your turn. You want that little index, the wingtip on the index, yeah. Yep.
Compass 5763.
Yeah, make small corrections so you don't end up doing a lot of that.
Number 61 Bravo, descend and maintain 8,000.
Descend for 8,000 for 176.
Now, VFR only pilots sometimes get a little inner ear disturbance, and where their head tells them they are in space, their orientation may not agree with the flight instruments, and so they get a little battle going on. They end up in an unusual attitude. That's not a good thing.
They don't trust the instruments.
So if we're in an unusual attitude, it could be any combination of nose up, nose down, left wing low, right wing low, accelerating, decelerating. Generally, usually always, if you're nose down, you're going to be accelerating. If that's the case, we don't want to accelerate. So we're going to reduce the throttle if we recognize that we're nose down. Then we're going to raise the nose. That puts G-forces on us. If we're banked,
Departure 514.
that puts G-forces on us. We don't want double G's. So if we're nose down, we're going to fix the bank. We're going to reduce the power because we're accelerating. Fix the bank to to get rid of some G's, then raise the nose.
2 miles southeast.
So it's 1, 2, 3.
You can turn right on course.
If we're nose up, it's not the same sequence. If we're nose up, our speed is decelerating, so we're going to add power. And if we're banked, we like a little G's, and so we're going to let the bank stay in there and let the nose come down to the horizon and then fix the bank. So in a nose up, bank is last. In a nose down, bank comes before pitch. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I have the flight controls.
Your controls.
If you would, close your eyes.
Closed.
Tilt your head forward and tilt your head right as if you're looking at me with your eyes closed.
Bravo, descend and maintain 5,000.
Hold down to 5,000 now for 176.
So we're going to start doing something unusual with the airplane here a little bit. Recover. Power. Let the bank stay in there. Let the nose come down. And then we take the bank out. And now let's go back to our original heading and altitude. Okay. I have the flight controls. You can close your eyes, tilt your head down, tilt your head right. Recover. Now bank, then pitch. Feel those G's. So we don't want to multiply the G's by having bank and pitch. Okay, now let's go back to our correct altitude and heading. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do one more. I have the flight controls, eyes closed, head down, head right. Recover. Leave the bank in there. Let the nose come down. That's right. Power in. Power speed's decreasing, so we need power. Nose to the horizon, then we take the bank out. Because the bank helps us come down to the horizon. If we're in an extreme attitude, extreme bank, that's fine. Leave it in there till the nose comes to the horizon. Then we level off. Very good. Cessna 879 Lima Papa, turn right heading 360.
Turning right 360, 879 Lima Papa.
Anytime they give you a vector, they're supposed to tell you the purpose of the vector. A while ago he gave you heading 240 vectors to Clark Regional Airport, so that suffices. Now at this point he could be taking you around traffic, he could be setting you up for a traffic pattern, put you on final.
Bravo, contact Lexington approach on 120.75.
Lots of things he could be doing.
176, Bravo, good day.
$879 Lima Papa, descend and maintain 2,000.
Descend and maintain 2,000, 879 Lima Papa.
$879 Lima Papa, amend the altitude 2,200.
2,200, 879 Lima Papa.
$879 Lima Papa, what was the heading I assigned you?
330.
Oh, 360. Let's make 360 now.
Okay. .
879er Lima Papa, vector you to the ILS runway 18 final approach course. Turn left heading 270.
Turning left 270, 879 Lima Papa. Clear left.
Clear left.
Hold on high West flight service frequencies.
Missing visibility, missing ceiling, missing temperature, missing dew point, missing altimeter, missing remarks, density, altitude, missing present weather identification.
Still
not
missing.
available.
So the only thing we get out of there is missing.
That's the way it was the afternoon. We flew that morning. It was that way.
Clark County Airport. Automated weather observation. 1331 Zulu weather. Wind. Missing visibility. Missing.
Capacities are out of service. Hazardous information for the Louisville area available on high West flight service frequencies. All aircraft feedback hold short instructions on assigned altitudes. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Papa. Bowman Airport information, Papa 1253 observation. Wind 210 at 5, visibility 10. Sky
210 at 5 at Bowman. Okay, 2,200 feet, heading 270. (879er Lima Papa). Turn left heading 220.
Turn left heading 220, 879 Lima Papa.
Now I'm going to put you on the ILS final approach course. This needle is your ILS course. It's going to be more sensitive than it was on GPS. And the closer we get to the runway, the more sensitive it will be. So we make small corrections on it. This is glide path. So you correct glide path with power. You correct airspeed with pitch attitude. Cessna 879er Lima Papa. Fly heading 220. Maintain 2,200 till established on the ILS 18 final approach course. Cleared for the ILS runway 18 approach.
Ditto.
Okay. So the vertical guidance is coming alive, and when it comes down to level, we're going to reduce power so as to maintain that in the level or center position. There we are coming level, so just ease down the power some. Right about there maybe at first. We'll see how it goes. And you still want to maintain 90, for instance, on final. Airspeed is pitch attitude. The vertical deviation is power. We're a little high because that's going below us.
So do I want to descend?
Reduce power a little more.
I do want to descend. I don't have to worry about 2200.
Right, because we've captured the glide slope now. We're going to follow it down to the runway. The lowest we can go using this for guidance is 200 feet above the runway. Now the course is just barely waking up, starting to come alive. We're high, so let's come down some more. Maintain 90 knots would help. You keep trimming nose up. We're supposed to have 90 knots. The course is coming alive. We're going to start a slow turn to 182. That's our final approach course. Slow turn. Slow, slow, slow. Okay, roll out wings level. We turned a little too fast, so we're still not quite on course. We're on glide slope. Excellent. So we're going to keep flying this way a little bit further until the course comes to the center. When I said 182, that's not compensating for wind.
Right.
We know there's wind out of the southwest. So maybe 192 or 195 once we get on course. Now the course is centered up. Let's try 190.
Richmond traffic, CBM 790 Kilo Delta, 7 mile final, straight in, 24 Richmond.
Clark County traffic, Cessna 879 Lima Papa is a 4-mile final, runway 18, practice ILS approach, Clark County. 190. What's that going to do to us as far as the course is concerned?
676 Alpha, final, 18, Clark County.
Just a little right of course.
So we're left of course.
Left of course, right.
So turn right then.
Cow.
So go 10 degrees right. See how that works. Got your strobes on?
Delta, extending
Yes.
down
Landing lights.
for incoming traffic. Clark County.
Yes.
Okay, now we're on course. Take some of that heading correction out. I'd say about 195 maybe. In fact, we went a little bit too far, so. And then now you're at 185. Got to be really particular about heading on this thing to make it work out. So get back over to 195 or we're going to be over to the left again. 195. Real good on glide slope. Clark Regional Traffic, Cessna 879 Lima Papa, 1/2 mile final, runway 18, practice ILS approach, Clark Regional.
Clark County, 676 Alpha is 3 mile final, we're at 2,000 feet. We got that traffic inside 676 Alpha.
I just put in 10 degrees of flaps.
Okay.
We're a little low. We're at 674, that's decision altitude. Look up, see the runway. Take your glasses off. 879 Lima Papa, be a touch and go. Make a touch and go out of this.
You got me, Ignacio? Yeah. Clark County traffic, Sky 734 Yankee Delta is turning left base from 18 behind the traffic, Clark County. Clark County traffic, 676 Alpha, 2 mile final, number 218, Clark County.
So success. We ran into a fog bank, we got some help, and we found a runway and landed on it. So it's not the end of the world if we run into instrument conditions.
As long as you're with me, I'm good.
Well, let's do close traffic, do a short field landing.
Clark County traffic, Cessna 879 Papa, turning left crosswind, runway 18, Clark County. Clark County traffic, Cessna 879 Papa on downwind for runway 18, Clark County.
Clark County traffic, Skyhawk 734 Yankee Delta is on short final, 18, touch and go, Clark County.
Clark County traffic, Archer 676 outbound,
Same over there?
departure to the north, Clark County.
Yeah. And I got the one on departure.
Yeah, Murray traffic, 76920 Sierra Pop. Departed runway 23, headed northwest climbing 2,500, we'll go a little bit higher.
Rockabye baby. Good distance from the runway. We're paralleling very well.
Okay. Fuel selectors on both. Fuel cutoff valves in. Mixture is rich. Seat belts. Pass the beam. Inside the arc. Give it a notch.
Clark County traffic, Cessna 1183 uniform 3 miles to the south for runway 18, entering downwind.
So we want to approach at 61.
Okay.
Clark County traffic, 676 Alpha on left down the lane, departing a pattern to the north, Clark County.
County traffic, Cessna 8790 Papa, turning left base runway 18, Clark County.
I think we're kind of far away from it myself. I would generally fly base just a little bit closer.
Clark County traffic, Cessna 8790 Papa, turning final for runway 18, Clark County.
Clark County traffic, Skyhawk 34 Yankee Delta, turning left crosswind 18, Clark County.
We're going to do a full stop.
Let's do a stop and go. We'll stop on the runway, reconfigure, and then go.
Uniform, entering the downwind for runway 18, Clark County.
So what speed did you say we're going to use?
61.
So we know that's kind of slow. We don't want to get slower than that.
Right.
But we don't want to be much faster than that. And that's going to give us a little more sink since we're on the backside of that power curve. But that's less forward momentum, and that'll help us have a shorter roll. What are you aiming for?
Captain's bars, dark
Okay.
wings.
Clark County traffic, 334 Yankee Delta, turning left downwind 18, Clark County. Have pattern traffic in sight.
The one's just short of the red fancy belt
Yes.
point? Okay. I think we're going to be on the ground before that, but we'll see. Okay. Power off, and hold it off, and get it on the ground, and now brakes, brakes, brakes. Don't blow a tire. Reconfigure.
We're doing short field?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Trim. Trim. Okay, let's go. Not a soft field, just a short. Good. So looking for VX.
Clark County traffic, Cessna 1183 uniform, left base 18.
Hold VX till we're clear of the obstacles. Then go to VY.
Clark County traffic, helicopter touchdown, approximately 5 miles to the south. That'll be entering a right down.
Then grab hold of VY and hold on to it, and yep, raise those flaps. Let's exit the traffic pattern.
Exit the traffic pattern?
Yeah, we can go to Bowman.
Clark County traffic, Cessna 1183 uniform, turning final for runway 18, Clark County traffic.
Clark County traffic, Cessna 8790 Papa, turning left crosswind and exiting or departing the pattern for runway 18, Clark County.
I would usually throw in there departing the pattern to the east.
Traffic 7013 Delta. The topic home. Clark County traffic, 34 Yankee Delta, turning left base, 18 Clark County.
So we're going to Bowman?
Yes.
Two sevens.
Instructions assigned altitude. Advise on initial contact. Do you have information? Papa.
Papa, Papa, Papa.
There's 6 Mile Island.
Information, Papa, 1253 observation, wind 210 at 5, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 27, dew point 23, altimeter 3012, visual approach, runway 24 is in use, no disturbance, runway 33 Bassies are out of service. Hazardous information for the Louisville area available on high-west flight service frequencies. All aircraft back hold short instructions and assigned altitudes. Advise on initial contact. Do you have information? Papa.
Thought they said the wind was 210 at 5.
That's what she said.
Bonanza, correction, Baron 60 November, contact
Well,
departure.
airport information, Papa, 1253 observation, wind 210 at 5, visibility 10.
210 at 5. So we want the option of Bowman, or?
We're a little tight on time.
Okay.
If somebody's got the airplane at 10.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
I didn't know what time it was. Bowman Tower, Cessna 879 with Papa, over 6 Mile Island with information Papa, inbound, full stop.
Cessna 879 Papa, Bowman Tower, ident.
Ident 879 with Papa.
Cessna 879 Papa, ident observed, enter right base, runway 24.
Right base 24, 879 with Papa.
Now, Bowman Tower it has radar, and that's not every tower has that.
Right.
And when he asked us to ident, you told him where we were. If he saw a single target at that location, he would say radar contact, or, well, he doesn't say that, he's a VFR tower.
Right.
He'd say, okay. But when he said ident, that means he's trying to figure out which one is us. That makes me a little nervous. So who's the other guy out here? I haven't heard anybody else call him yet.
Yeah, I was thinking, why would he ask us to ident?
He's trying to figure out which one is us. I didn't know anybody else was back there around us. You want to try another short field?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Cessna 879 Papa, runway 24, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, 879 Papa, runway 24.
They only gave us the option anyway. Not so bad. We are clear, right? Very good. Now, since we're slower, a little bit more nose high, when you pull the power off, we're going to slow down much more suddenly. Get a little lifting action, I guess, off that golf course.
Brake.
Okay, on the brakes. You made the point. Turn off at Juliet. I hate you.
You shouldn't. You should be proud.
Proud of you.
Great instructor.
Papa, turn left to Juliet. Contact ground 121.8.
Left at Juliet, ground 0.8879 New Papa.
I'll get your frequency ready for you. It's just you're not supposed to fly better than me when I'm with you. Do it solo.
I'm sorry, I'll start doing that. Okay, I know we got flaps up, strobe lights off. Got landing too, we don't... After landing, runway cleared, flaps up, done that, lights set, radio set. Okay.
Radio's not set. I just tuned the frequency, I didn't change it.
Bowman ground, Cessna 879 Papa, taxi LEA.
Cessna 879 Lima Papa. Bowman ground, taxi to the ramp via hotel. Caution for a vehicle just in the grass off the left side.
Via hotel, got the vehicle in sight, 879 Papa. Don't got the one moving over there.